DAZN boxing with yet another price hike. The DAZN curse continues. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. And it's looking like the great Egostradamus strikes again. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. So DAZN has yet another price increase. The annual package is now going to be, it's called the Annual Super Saver Package. For a 1-year DAZN membership to the app, it is now, as of March, so probably March 1st, which is in a couple of weeks, it'll be for 1 year, $224.99. So that's $225. They have a flexible pass, which is $24.99, $25 a month. But in order to cancel, you have to give them 30 days notice. And then they have a monthly saver where it's $19.99 a month, but you have to pay for the full year in advance. So you're just paying installments of $19.99. Now, DAZN must be out there scout. The fights, in my opinion, seem to be getting worse, yet the price is going up. Somebody got to make that make sense for me, right? So they raised the price to $99.99, and then I think it went to like $129.99. Now they're basically doubling it and putting it at $225 for a whole year. This is absolutely bonkers, ridiculous, bananas. I mean, $225. I pay for Amazon Prime, and it has a ton of features and a ton of services just within that. Like, you can get a Kindle reader, and they have certain little promotions with that. For me, I get the 1-day, 2-day shipping. So free shipping, no hassle returns, access to Amazon Video, Amazon Music, right? And so on and so forth. And it's much cheaper than DAZN, which, as an American, there's really nothing on DAZN app that I need or would even want to see outside of boxing if they have a good match. So then now it boils down to, is it worth it for you to buy DAZN for a year for $225 just for whatever their boxing lineup is, right? And I can't make that choice for you. I'm just telling you my perspective. DAZN, it's like the DAZN curse strikes again. Egostradamus, I keep saying the same thing over and over. I've been saying the same thing. I stood on it when no one else was saying it. Now, fast forward to the future, just like always, Egostradamus is vindicated. And everything I said years ago is now coming to the light of day. And people get to see, and I get to live like a legend, the legend that I am. I mean, this whole thing is bound to get to this point, but to me, it doesn't make sense. For example, so basically what this is to me is DAZN is losing money. DAZN ain't footing the bill no more, and they can't really justify paying these whopping, like, financial crazy packages to guys that they've paid them to and get no return. So now they're leaning on the customer, which is probably the worst thing you can do to this degree with unreasonable prices, because you wanted to overpay Canelo, which is what I said from the beginning. Now, Canelo's still a big name. So I think Canelo, given the right opponent, can produce a big fight. But you can't just put him in with Rocky Fielding and Avni Yildirim. No. He's not that big, right? Where he could just be in there with anybody and you could pay him $40, $50 million and you can make that make sense. So Showtime did it best with Canelo recently because they had an in-prime undefeated Caleb Plant. He had the last remaining IBF belt, and Canelo fought him for undisputed. They were slapping each other, scratching and mushing each other for the pre-build. It had a great all-access and build-up. And then that fight did almost $1 million, did like 800 and some change, right? DAZN, they haven't captured that same spark. The opponents that Canelo keeps fighting, it's not the same. Like John Ryder, they're saying that's his rumored next opponent. You can't really justify paying Canelo 20, 25, 40 million dollars to fight John Ryder. It doesn't make sense. Same thing with Joshua. Joshua lost 2 in a row, and he's 1 fight removed from really being between a rock and a hard spot. If he loses to Franklin, it'll be all but over, right? And he keeps switching trainers and stuff, so it shows you where he's at in his career. Now, before he was pledging his allegiance and loyalty to Rob McCracken and Finchley and all this type of stuff, but now he's kind of desperate. So he's looking for answers, and I'm not mad at that. I guess that's what you should be doing, but you got to be wary when fighters keep changing their trainers. And it's usually an indication that is not good in the sport of boxing. Like, name somebody who is undefeated and retired undefeated and they kept switching trainers. You don't really see that. Floyd Mayweather retired undefeated. Andre Ward retired undefeated. Andre Ward came up in the game with Virgil Hunter, kept him. Floyd always used his uncle, rest in peace, Roger Mayweather, and used his dad, and that's the team he went out with, right? I'm not 100% sure this is a freestyle video, but I would probably say Joe Calzaghe, another person that retired undefeated. I believe his dad was his trainer, and he came in the game with his dad, and he probably left with his dad. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that. So Joshua's in between a rough spot. Ryan Garcia is likely to fight Tank, not on Dazn. So again, the prices are going up, but the fight quality is not going up. And then you have stars like Canelo, who just took a bad loss to Bivol. The Triple G trilogy was underwhelming. You can't keep overpaying him for fights where he's not producing enough income. If you look at the financials, Dazn has lost billions of dollars in the last several years combined, and even in individual years. And now Dazn is trying to take it out on the fans. So, good luck to them. These price points seem crazy. I mean, you can get Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Showtime, Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon probably for the same price or maybe a little bit more than $25 a month. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't make sense for one app to cost $25 a month. I don't really know anyone in America who's going to pay that for an app where the only content for Americans is really and truly like the boxing. So that means you have to have a strong schedule, and we know they don't have the strongest schedule in boxing. Showtime PBC by far has much better fights that are announced than anything Dazn has announced. Like Lada versus Leigh Wood, that's not strong enough to justify that. PBC's putting out David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Sebastian Fundora versus Brian Mendoza. Jermell Charlo was supposed to fight Zhu. Now it's Zhu versus Harrison. And then the winner's probably going to fight Charlo. Errol Spence is probably coming back with Keith Thurman, so on and so forth, right? Wilder will come back. Tank will come back with Ryan. So you can't really compete. You would have to have the strongest schedule in boxing, which they don't, for these type of prices, And they came in saying pay-per-view's dead. Now, here's the kicker. Speaking of pay-per-view, despite saying pay-per-view's dead, they changed it and said, surprise, pay-per-views, we're doing them. And these prices don't include pay-per-view. So even if you spent $225 for the year, if Canelo's next fight is on pay-per-view, in addition to the $225 you paid for the rest of the Dazn app and yearly calendar, you would have to pay a separate fee for Canelo's fight. So, awkward move, and it shows you that they're losing, and it's really hard to justify at this point for the content that they put out. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks, right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.